God, no, I haven't been recording the shit that we were just saying. Now I'm recording it.
I am going back to listen to all these games, by the way.
I don't actually edit these, so I don't actually start the recording until after we've...
There are just long periods of dead silence in a lot of the early recordings, and I'm like, God.
If someone wants to actually edit them, by all means, I don't have the time.
No problem. Maybe.
Well, you do have the time, Nate, but you'd have to give up your clicker games, and Lord knows you aren't going to do that.
Oh, we're calling him. This is an intervention now.
Do you want to go? Do you want to have a scrap? Because we can do this, friendo.
He's ready.
Bringing Nate, you're at least as out of shape as I am now.
No, I've graduated from clicker games to trying to return to greatness in chess. So at least I'm being classy about it now.
That's fair. That's a classy way to waste your time. You could just why can't you just be middle of the road like me and just be playing new video games constantly?
And never finishing them.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
hey Amanda, how much unused experience do you have? You want to start something?
I'm a new character.
Why is everyone so fucking fighty all of a sudden? Can we play a game?
Yes, please.
The only thing we can really do here to solve this is we all make out. Really it.
Damn it, Nino.
Anyway, so we last left off with Captain Zavir getting his mission.
Yep.
Lieutenant Cabaya and his entourage are here in the briefing room with you. You can just dismiss everyone but Lieutenant Fields, Lieutenant Cabaya. Have Lieutenant Fields come over here if you want. You could call the whole company to have a chat if you want. You can do whatever you want.
He is going to call the lieutenants into his office. He is not going to kick literally everybody else out of this room.
Okay.
He's gonna everybody else leave. We have important things to discuss. Never mind that we each have an office. We could be discussing things. Yeah.
All right. Yep. You head into your office and call for Lieutenant Fields and Lieutenant Cabaya. And yeah, they are there almost immediately. Because if you are calling for them both at the same time, that usually means that there's something.
There's something
serious, and you're not just trolling Lieutenant Fields alone.
Yeah. He suspects they already know, since they were both there, that
Cabaya was. Fields was not.
Oh, yeah.
But you have a good idea that Fields probably knows what's going on.
Yeah, he usually does.
Captain, says Fields. Cabaya just he stands at attention.
Yeah, Lieutenant. Well, it seems we have a situation on our hands.
Fields is just like, so I heard, and Cabaya says. Something was off during that briefing.
Yes. And I want to know what. However, we cannot ignore a direct order either. Therefore, Lieutenant Cabaya.
Captain.
I would like you to assemble our best recon fire team. I want you to get them into position. And I want you to stall as long as humanly possible. Set up visuals, scouting, flybys, whatever you can do to make it look like you are being productive while not sending our men in there. I want as much time to gather intel as possible.
One fire team or multiple?
Another is backup. A heavy team in case whatever is dangerous and there is dangerous due to brute force. But if you do send someone in, I want just scouts leaving at the first sign of danger. I want to know what's in there. If we must go in blind, I want to go in just enough to know what is in there and come up with a plan.
Yes, sir. And he looks at Fields and he just asks. He looks at Fields and just says, "You and I both know that you have the best scouting and recon team under your command." Fields nods and just says, "Go ahead. Take Sergeant Morai, her 2 corporals. They should do you well."
Apologies for the change in leadership, but Lieutenant Fields is much more suited to the other task I have in mind.
And Fields gives a nod and just says, "She'll understand."
And if she doesn't, just blame it on your wacky commander who wants a change of pace.
Honestly, she'll probably respect Lieutenant Kabaya more than she does me.
Is that so? I need to spend more time with that fire team, it seems. Find out what is going on.
Her squad is interesting, but the best at what they do. And Sergeant Isabella Morai. She's a woman in her late 20s who grew up hunting dangerous wildlife on Mars. And during her off time, she is a renowned big game hunter. She has dark skin, short and slicked back, black hair, and an eerie, ghostly look about her that's off-putting to most people. And a really morbid, kind of creepy sense of humor. Her squad specializes in stealth and recon above all else.
Yes. Very well. I will also have my team, not my own fire team, but I will have. We just got back, and I wish to give them time to rest. But I will have Corporal Alon's fire team on standby. We have several prominent scientists, especially with Sergeant Dugal along. If the ship is as I fear, their expertise may be necessary.
Yes, sir.
All right. Feel free, if there is complaints from the Transport Authority about your times, I believe I can at least, for one instance, keep them at bay if you have them call me. I do not know for how long it will work, but it may buy you some time.
And Kabaya is just like, "So I should direct them to you?"
Yes, if they begin to get impatient.
Yes, Captain.
All right.
He, if you want him to go assemble his team, he will salute and leave.
Yeah. Yes, he will. Yeah, he'll dismiss Lieutenant Kabaya. Kabaya is a good man. He knows a lot about. Is it safe to say that Kabaya is a very protocol person as well?
Yeah, he is.
Good. Then he'll know all of the protocols he can cite for the things they need to do before they can go in.
Yes, indeed.
That is exactly what he's counting on. Like, oh yes, we need. There's safety protocols. We have protocols for how we handle missions. Like, we can't just send guys in.
That Kabaya is that Lieutenant Rishi Kabaya is a lifer, basically. He he isn't the kind of person that's going to accrue just a little bit of decent retirement holdings and then bounce. He's gonna go on till he's dead.
He's gonna go on until he's dead or no longer physically capable of performing his job, basically. Yeah. Until he's dead or forced into retirement.
And given that he's actually kind of a young man, he's only in his late 20s.
Yeah.
He has a fairly long career ahead of him.
Indeed. Yeah.
More than likely, you even specifically selected him just because he has such potential and
Right.
has really, really great marks.
Sometimes, even in a squad of misfits, sometimes you need somebody who's just you need some people who are just extremely good soldiers.
Yeah.
He's probably a later join, somebody acquired after the squad gained a little bit of prestige, rather after the company gained some respect and not, or if they had some, like if he had, or if there was pull informing it. Well, he didn't form the company, so he wouldn't have handpicked him to start. But yeah, if there was pull inform, he probably was handpicked later to round out, have somebody of more. He wanted more orthodox lieutenants to round out his own eccentricities. Yeah.
His own eccentricities and and your right hand man, Lieutenant Fields, just being just no nonsense, but also kind of unorthodox.
Right. He's a man who likes an unorthodox plan, a carefully crafted unorthodox plan, but an unorthodox plan.
So nice. Once you dismiss Lieutenant Kabaya, he leaves, and we'll go assemble. We'll go assemble the squad. Lieutenant Fields remains.
Yes. I do not need to tell you that what I'm about to say does not leave this room.
Indeed.
The Transport Authority is hiding something from us. They do not want us to know what is on that transport and why it is dangerous. They don't even want to. They are not even giving us the most basic of information for us to find out where it is coming from, such as its point of origin, its intended destination, any amount of crew or cargo, not even fakes. So,
I need trying to sabotage us.
Honestly, I would prefer that than to what I honestly suspect.
Which is?
That they're transporting something that is far more dangerous than anything that anybody has right to transport. What that is, I do not yet know. But I would ideally like to find out before we send men in there. That is where you come in. I want you to do whatever you need to. Get in, bribe, threaten, cajole, call in favors. If it at all possible, I want to know what is in that ship.
Understood.
If you need to take any men you feel you need and can be trusted with this task.
Nods.
Should be most of them, but I'm not. Ideally, we get some intel before sending in the recon team, but I am prepared for the alternative.
He gives a nod. Yes, sir. And waits to be dismissed so that he can.
Sometimes this position grates on me. Would I would go on that recon team myself, but that would. You have informed me repeatedly that such things would look bad among command and various other political factions.
You are free to you are free to demote yourself if you're also going to promote me, sir.
Be careful what you wish for, my friend. It may come true someday.
He gives a grin. It's about the best you can get from him as part of as you never get him to laugh, but you can at least get him to smile or grin.
All right, dismissed. Let me know if there's anything I can help with on that end.
Understood. I'll be in touch. And he departs. So the others during recreation time. All of you recognize the voice of Lieutenant Rishi Kibaya as he let's see here. As you hear him roar, Calamity Company, at attention!
Emery is almost vertically out of her seat to attention.
Yeah, everyone just everyone else just pretty much lines up at attention in the rec room. Ceres,
Yes.
do you are you out there too?
Yeah, what am I gonna do? Get fired?
Yeah, everyone is out in the rec room at attention. As he stands with his hands behind his back, looks over everybody, looks over at Sergeant Murai. Captain has given us orders. For the time being, I am to select a scouting crew to investigate in this coming mission. Everyone here is to remain at alert until otherwise stated. Sergeant Murai, I need you to assemble both of your fire teams and meet me in the hangar. Actually, probably more like I need you to assemble both of your fire teams and meet me in the hangar 5 minutes ago. And she gives a sir, yes, sir. And shouts at her two corporals, who then assemble their fire team and make for the hangar. The rest of you, remain at alert. Should there be anything else, the captain will speak to you directly. Dismissed. And he departs with Sergeant Murai and her two fire teams.
Huh. Well, something's clearly pissed off the brass.
Yeah, Private Norn is just like, yeah, that's strange.
Well, don't know much about you, but whenever I see a sergeant shouting, that is fairly typical for one thing, and for another probably means we're going to get it in the neck.
Well, no, that's not exactly what I mean. I mean, it's more urgent than usual.
Whatever happens, it happens.
She nods.
We've dealt with wild shit before. Suppose I should clear this up. Start getting my crap together.
Private Janice is just like, I suppose I'll have to can it up.
All right, well, you guys know the drill. Anything needs field stripping, hand it over to me and I'll get it figured out.
Private DeVries just cracks a grin at stripping.
You know what I mean.
Shanice gives him a shove and then walks off to the kennels. Norn just shakes her head.
Some things do not change, do they?
They never will.
No matter how much you attempt to beat it out of people.
I know.
Well, come on, we're all friends here. little bit of light horseplay, never hurt anyone. Admittedly, Tesla coil in someone's bed sheets probably was a slight overstep, but you can see he's walking fine now.
Yeah.
I don't need to stand here and be judged. I'm going to be polishing my gun. That was a euphemism either. God damn it.
She digs her own holes.
Now you're doing it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Both David and Norn have a pretty good laugh at that.
Everybody just kind of goes, damn, and just stomps out of the room towards the armory. Can't get anything done in this dog shit unprofessional outfit. Just slams door. Can't slam door because it's automated, but tries.
All right. So, there is a sort of dread silence. There's a dread silence amongst the company that goes on for a solid couple of hours.
Can it be interrupted?
Well, you were actually going to be getting some information during this.
Oh, okay.
There is a point about an hour in when Kabaya and Sergeant Marai's squad when they arrive and get into orbit of this ship. And Kabaya gives you a call.
Yeah, he'll receive it in his office or at a command, or if there's an actual, like, I suppose there is something resembling a command center or something.
Yeah, there is.
Which he is now effectively chained to, metaphorically chained to, while this mission is going on.
Yep.
Yes, Lieutenant.
Do you pull Corporal Alawan's team to be in the command center with you?
You know what? Yes, because depending on intel found out he may be having, he warns these, like, I know we just got back from a mission, but we may need the science expertise that is part of this fire team, as well as the sergeant, for the mission, potentially. We'll
She's
see.
saying that to me.
Yeah, probably to you and Sergeant Dugal. So I would like your people on standby, and I would like Sergeant. I would like you to join me, Sergeant. If you would join me in the operation room, I may need your expert. I may need your expert advice if it comes to it, but hopefully not. This could all be a very silly false alarm. So relax a little bit.
Yes, sir. Corporal Alawand,
Yes.
would you care to join us too?
I should make sure my team's ready.
She nods. Meet us in the command center.
Yes.
And sorry, I need to look up names. Have Private Norn prepare some instruments for analysis for honestly a wide variety of potential things, just in case.
Yes, sir. Will do.
I am sure you will make her day.
I need instruments. Which ones? All of them? This is...
You need the instruments that let you know what other instruments you may need to start. We'll work from there.
Just reminded of that scene in Airplane. You know the one.
Yes.
Actually, can
I
I
love that movie.
Me too.
Can I amend it? There was probably one additional note he would have given Kabaya in private.
Yeah.
Which is that he would have shared this concern because the lieutenant needs to be ready for the possibilities that he would share this with both lieutenants, is that his main concern is that that there is something aboard the shuttle that is either extremely volatile or extremely contagious, and that's why nobody's returned.
Right.
That's why, assuming their story about we sent in a team and none of them contacted us is true. If that is true, then that is his concern, which is why he wants to be extra careful about the. He'd say that's why he needs to be extra careful about the intel. It's why he wants to stall as long as possible. That he doesn't want to send men to have it hit some kind of deadly disease or get involved with some, into a walking bomb, into something where they're going to need to defuse a bomb without the proper preparations. Because they can make preparations to deal with those. They just need, intel.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, yeah, Corporal Alawan, do you assume you get Devise, Shanice, Nord, and Centel?
Yes.
Norn is in fact delighted when you tell her to get all the instruments.
All of them.
Yes, ma'am.
Even some of the ones you haven't used yet.
I will learn on the fly.
I have faith in you.
Thank you, ma'am. And she goes to she will be later than the others because she has to grab a lot of things, put them on a cart, bring them to the command center. So she'll be late, but the others, Private Centel, Marie, will you be late or on time?
On time, but possibly laden down with unusually large amounts of explosives, tripwires, extra ammunition. Just expecting the worst.
Please be on time. This is a professional operation.
Jokes on you, I've actually stockpiled explosives that are in most of the areas on this base.
As long as you're on time.
Just walks into the room, unscrews a plate from one of the walls and starts pulling explosives from it.
I'm going to pretend I didn't see that.
Yeah, probably for the best.
Somewhere else, Xavier unscrews a wall plate and is like, wait, why are there explosives here, and what happened to my beer?
I left a sandwich in here last week.
Oh.
Should still be there.
Yes, I get hungry.
Why are you making this man Zaf Brannigan? I mean, it's still hilarious.
Why would you want to be anything but that?
The Warframe universe needed some lightheartedness. I appreciate that.
So, you guys all arrive in the command center. Sergeant Dugal is there and gives everyone a nod. She remains on alerts, just sort of monitoring the current status of the ships that have been sent out. And it's about half an hour after you are assembled. That's Sergeant Marai and Lieutenant Kabaya's team arrives, and Lieutenant Kabaya comes on. He comes on the comms. You guys hear him. All hear him in the command center. Captain, we've arrived. And he puts he turns on a camera. That's kind of at the forefront of his ship.
Mm-hmm.
We have visual on the drifting transport. It seems to be running on emergency power. Can tell that much just from a cursory glance. I have the sergeant and her team examining from other angles, but from here, all I can tell, and you see on the camera on the footage. I mean, it's a decent sized transport ship.
I mean, yeah, a cargo ship would be fairly big.
Yeah,
especially when it's a company one and not somebody's private cargo ship.
Exactly. It is official. It is an official transport ship of the Outer Planet Colonization Division.
Okay.
And you can tell in the writing along the side of it, it is the Ostrom.
The Ostrom. Oh, that would have been good to know. He makes a quick note to pass that along to Lieutenant Fields ASAP.
Yeah, honestly, you could just like type that into a
he types that into a console and passes that along to Fields immediately. Ship name, confirm visual. He'll basically give the class of ship and the name the Ostrom. All right. Have you had any contact with the Transport Authority, our requesters? Are they in the area, or is it just your team?
They want nothing to do with this, sir.
Well, that is very strange, seeing it as their ship.
I have been in touch with the. Well, sorry, just to clarify. This ship is an official ship from the Outer Planet Colonization Division.
Okay, so the Transport
Empire
warned us about it.
The Transport Authority, the Rail Authority,
Yeah.
they are just in charge of the solar rails.
Right.
And
But
they had
sent coming from, right?
Unless if it is not broadcasting its heading, no.
Huh.
And they had sent people on board and claimed they didn't return, and then just washed their hands of it and said the army can deal with this.
Okay. All right. I see. Paints more of the picture. So they want nothing to do with this. Is it on the collision course with anything important?
No, sir. It's just drifting. It's on emergency power, and you see him. He's doing a flyby. It's on emergency power and getting further from the rail over time. If I were to hazard a guess, it stopped at the rail, and before it continued to its next destination, something must have happened to the engines.
Very well. He'll again. Yeah, he's basically gonna pass any intel he learns along the fields. And,
yeah, I just assumed that you're sitting there talking to him, and at the same time you have like one hand sort of over to the side, just typing away constantly.
Yeah, I assume it's set up so that no one else can see it, or at least cannot clearly see it.
Yeah.
And if anybody asks, and if anybody tries to take a peek, he just quickly tabs over to a clicker game.
I hate
as
you.
though that's what he's doing.
Oh no!
As he's doing this,
It's
Captain,
still
what
an
are you doing?
intervention.
No.
I will not be intervened.
He goes to this. All right. Initial reports. Any danger assessments? Anything immediately that poses a risk?
Sergeant Murai comes on and says, "No, sir. Seems clear. No." And the visual from her ship also comes on a different screen. Seems there's no obvious volatility in the engines. thrusters are off, but no damage, at least not external. Or internal driving external. Airlock is sealed. Captain?
Yes.
Did you not say that there was a team sent that didn't return?
That is what I've been informed. I have not yet received more details on that. They should hopefully be forthcoming. But yes.
And Lieutenant Kabaya just is like, that's a good point, Sergeant. Captain, have a look at this. And he initiates a flyby to go around the ship to basically do a flyby of the external docking bays.
Mm-hmm.
And there is nothing there.
Now that is interesting.
If someone docked here, sir, they left.
That is very interesting. Yeah. This gets relayed to Fields with an extra emphasis, I'm going to say. Well, they have left, and perhaps they are safe after all. That is potentially good news.
Should I contact the rail authority, sir?
Yes, see if they see if they can account for this missing shuttle. Otherwise, we may very well have something that drifted in another direction, which is not a huge problem. But they will probably want somebody to try and find it at some point. Yes, get them to know when and where their team made contact with this. If they can, provide details for our background information. Obviously,
Understood.
Personnel list. We need to know if when we send a team in, we need to know who to look out the rescue, potentially.
Understood.
In the meantime, as there does not seem to be any immediate urgency to the situation, take your time. Tell me what you can get. Let us wait for some other. Let us see if there's some other channels that comes in. There is no need to rush.
Understood. Sergeant. And Mora just... Yes, sir? I want you to continue... I want you to have one of your people continue trying to make contact with those inside that ship. Broadcast is automated, but all signs seem to suggest that there were people in here. Are people in here.
Yes, any signs of activity aboard the ship will be important to find out, as it's probably a good idea that we elevate the urgency if we think there is someone still alive in there. And, they are friendly.
Yes, sirs. And they both cut their comms to start working on their personal projects.
All right. Then he will turn around as though like half of the unnerving information found out that conversation didn't happen, smile at this fire team and go, see, there's probably nothing to worry about. Somebody just misplaced a spaceship and then a rescue team. It happens all the time.
Sir, by all means, if I may be so bold, this is the thing that horror stories are made of.
Oh, a vessel from an unknown outer reach planet, an unknown outer reach colony that mysteriously suffers an accident and starts fishing in phase? Yes, I think I've seen at least 3 movies like that.
Not to mention all the, interactive games that are out there. Also about this.
Oh yes, those two. Do the kids still play those?
Yes, kids. Absolutely.
Good. We need to
So-
do more things.
Sergeant Dugal is just like, my daughter does play those, yes.
He looks thoughtful of this, like this is the most important thing he's heard all day, like, or at least the most interesting thing. Like he's considering this very carefully. Well then,
I often try to tell her that excessive exposure to virtual reality will distort her sense of her sense of perception. Unfortunately, her father does not share my opinions on the matter.
I'm sorry to hear that, but all things in moderation, as they say.
Yes, I relish in my divorce.
You have no idea how incredibly amused Captain Zavir is, or maybe you do have some idea, given his face, at the series of expressions that Saris just went through.
Okay, so
Because I can imagine them: my husband, and then my divorce.
This is an audio medium. We don't have visuals, but I'm really glad that I presented a character where you can imagine just the exact facial expressions that happened in the past 3 minutes time.
What's going on here? My Discord seems to have broken.
Oh no.
Eh?
Yeah.
Oh, so did mine actually.
Eh?
Maybe Discord just kind of
Crashed or
crashed.
maybe there was just
Amanda, is your Discord working?
No, I'm fine. I just sent a couple question marks to the chat.
Interesting. Oh,
I see that Sab Ones is maybe y'all suck. He says.
well, yeah, maybe. Let me just go ahead. I don't really need Discord, so
I was only doing. That's where I have I still have I just had the
yeah.
list of dudes in the chat from that. So.
Oh, okay. So anyway, there is after a moment, Captain Zavir, you receive a notification from Lieutenant Fields. It's just go to your office.
Well, all this discussing and updates has gotten me very thirsty. If you'll excuse me for a few minutes, maybe an hour, we'll see. Keep but contact me if something comes up.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
He is going to go to his office, whistling terribly.
So in your office, you get well, I'll cut to the office if there is nothing that either of you intend to do in the command center.
Other than say I don't like this.
You can say that, and Sergeant Dugal is just like, not a fan of it either. Something is wrong.
Santel may do something because Santel is a paranoid son of a bitch.
Okay.
I'm assuming they're going to be asked to leave the command area.
No, you are to remain in the command area. You are you are the captain's entourage. You are basically here watching the command center.
Ah, fair enough.
This is your current post.
If there's other tasks, the corporal and sergeant could potentially dismiss you to do other things or make other preparations if necessary. But at the very least, the sergeant needs to stay there while Xavier is gone.
Yes.
The
What were you going to say then, Luke?
Well, it was just possibly slightly thinking of maybe hacking in, trying to see if there's any information being gathered that isn't being passed on to them.
hacking into our own base or something else.
I mean, we're probably too far out of the way to open up a remote link to the ship, so most likely just onto our own systems and see if there's anything coming in on the scanners that's not being filtered through to the command structure.
Sure, go ahead and roll stealth.
Oh,
First roll
stealth.
stealth. And
Okay.
then roll hacking.
Must be sneaky. Then must be.
You're in the command center.
Can I help?
You can give her a if you recognize what she's doing, you can give her a +1 to the stealth roll.
Sure.
Presumably by distracting
die.
other people.
by chatting with the sergeant.
Yes.
He must be devastated.
Cool. And I'll use my relationship with Alawan, seeing as Alawan is helping me out anyway. Do I want height or do I want width? I suppose I want to do this well, not. I want height. A pair of 7s.
Okay, that's your stealth. Now go ahead and roll hacking.
All right. Should be 5 dice as a base. And I'm going to just use my relationship with Calamity Company because I'm pretty much doing this for all the guys, not just any one person.
Well, though I will say this will be opposed by Xavier if you're attempting to hack into anything of Xavier's in particular.
It
Pair
will be
of
opposed by Xavier.
Pair of
Okay.
8s.
Let me see what Xavier gets.
What do Xavier's automated protocols get?
Oh wow, okay. A pair of 10s.
Whoa, okay.
Fuck.
Ooh.
Yeah, you are locked out. I'll tell you what you get. Is
Court-martialed.
You get a message being like, "Thank you for your interest in my goings on. Allow me to redirect you to my book page."
I've added your account to all my RSS feeds.
Soon we will be good friends if we are not already.
See a selfie of him like holding the phone right above his head, making a kissy face.
He does.
Oh, the
All of Xavier's faces are duck face.
I'll say right now though, what you get for this though, any community, like any information that you're getting that is being patched through, that you are not receiving, is going to your captain specifically.
Okay.
So it is not something that is being hidden from everybody. The captain knows something.
Hmm.
I think on that. I'll be right back, actually.
Oh, there he goes.
I say it is not entirely out of the question that this is all an elaborate setup for the biggest surprise party ever, knowing your captain.
I commandeered a ship.
All teams move in. You get into like the center part of the cargo ship, like balloons burst with confetti everywhere.
Well, it takes us one person.
Happy anniversary for our company! Yay!
And that's when we
Company.
And that's when we accidentally shot the captain
37 times.
over the span of 5 minutes.
Little do you know, I've actually planned this scenario out already.
I don't know what Nate and Zach talk about behind my back.
It's less talking.
Yeah.
Just going at it.
Yeah.
That has been Manda's biggest fear ever since I've moved in.
A little bit.
I'm just gonna steal Nate right out from under her.
You know what? At this point, though, I would, in all honesty, I would just be like, Zach, I'm proud of you and I support you. I know you stole my
Still
boyfriend.
convinced
But
I'm secretly gay, huh?
yeah.
Secretly.
He's the self-proclaimed straightest person in the house.
That is
I mean-
really, honestly, not a hard title.
Yeah.
In
I
my
mean,
defense.
Is there anyone else in the house other than you three?
Yes.
Yeah, 3 gay men.
2 of them are married to each other.
Aw. And I suppose a bunch of cats as well.
Yes.
Yeah, Zach, I think
Cats
you
are
are the
probably
straightest guy
also-
in the house. The straightest.
Like I said, I didn't say this was a notable accomplishment. It is honestly about as plain and about as plain and unimpressive a fact as you can get.
Ugh.
I think Manda's a close second, at least.
What, to being straight?
Yeah.
Probably, like, kind of. I'm definitely one of the most masculine people in the house.
Well, that is also true.
No woman surrounded by that many men will go for long without becoming far more masculine and more competent than everyone else in the building. Having lived with a couple, I realized quite early on that a woman in proximity to a bunch of incompetent men just fills the void of competence.
Yes. Yes, and.
Ugh.
So this might seem weird, but I've been studying the languages of Warframe in my spare time.
Okay.
Yeah. It's really interesting. It's really
Hmm.
neat stuff.
Yeah, the Grenier patois in particular is kind of unusual, but
The Grenier, here's the thing I've learned about the Grenier. The Grenier are funny.
they are.
Like they make like cultural references, and they have like their own like little ways of I guess subtly showing their personalities.
Yeah, the little decorations, the little
Decorations. They make references to Starship Troopers. They get
Well,
bored.
Mm,
One of like the voice lines that they'll say if you're hidden is that they'll just randomly talk about how bored they are at their post and nothing ever happens.
and then you slide in and cut their head off.
Yeah.
Like a douche.
The corpus language is really interesting too. That one's a little easier to directly translate one-to-one to English though.
Manda,
Yeah.
I'm the first person to write Warframe fan fiction in a language of Warframe.
I was gonna be like, I would not be the first one to write Warframe fanfiction. It's out there.
No, I'm sure. I haven't looked for it, but I'm sure it is.
Not as
I'm
much
back,
as
and
I
by
would
the way,
like,
it
but
exists.
more than I would hope.
Hi, I'm back.
Hi, Beck.
Oh god, fucking tap.
So, you all experienced something. And by you all, I mean MT, Yanto, and Kirei.
Oh yeah, those characters that we were playing.
Oh yeah, those guys.
How are they doing?
You experience something like a flicker in this darkness you find yourself in, as you are trapped within a dream, a feeling that you recognize. That feeling of lucid dreaming, but you know you are not experiencing your own dream. This is someone else's dream. And you feel distress coming from that someone else. A feeling of overwhelming sadness. MT.
Yes.
The feeling can best be described as regret and anger, kind of. You know that the dreamer here can't really convey words as normal people would, but you get that feeling that it was the last time she was ever happy. Do you wake her up?
Oh, jeez.
Or allow her to continue dreaming?
Oh, God. I mean, if it's just going to get worse. Oh, shit. Hang on. I keep dreaming.
Okay. Yantel.
Mm-hmm.
The dreamer whose dream you're inhabiting seems aware that it is becoming a nightmare. There's depression and a quiet, solemn rage. That feeling that she was helpless in the end. You find yourself in a unique position. Do you wake her?
Yes.
You wake her?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Kirei.
Mm-hmm.
It's the first time you felt something from Loki. Any kind of cognitions. It's strange and it's trapped you. The feeling that you are overwhelmed with is one of inevitability. That's how it can best be described. That feeling that the luck had to run out eventually.
No one lives forever.
You realize that you can possibly wake him now.
Can she, though? She is deep in a dream.
You feel as if you can if you push hard enough. Or you can allow him to continue dreaming.
She's afraid of what will happen if she reaches out and pushes too hard with transference.
Okay.
She does reach out to him, though. I guess her own feelings are that Loki has been a silent companion to her for a long time, when she's come to rely upon greatly, and whatever is happening, if she can be even half as steadfast an ally to him, she wants to try.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yanto.
Yo.
You will awaken Titania?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and add a relationship die with Titania.
Okay.
And we will get to what is ahead of you soon. Within the dream, though, Captain Zavir, you return to your office.
Mm-hmm. Yep. As soon as he's out of sight from people, he drops the goofy pretense and makes a fair bit more haste to his office.
And yeah, once you are in there, as soon as you give Fields the contact,
Yeah.
You receive a packet of information, as well as him just going, "All right, Captain, I found what you're looking for."
That was far faster than I anticipated. I will give you that.
As soon as I started down this particular rabbit hole, I decided to blitz through it. And amongst all the information you get, one of them is that the 3 scouts from the rail authority returned to the rail after all.
I see. Well, they lied very heavily about that.
They lied very heavily about some more, sir. Not only did they return to the rail, they were sent away from it. Towards Neptune. They hopped. They were taken from the rail authority, loaded onto a small freighter, and immediately sent towards Neptune.
Xavier thinks, what's on Neptune that they would send somebody?
Neptune is actually fairly well. It's fairly well populated. It's a good residential hub or one of the residential hubs of the solar system. As such, you also know there's a lot of mercantile hubs, or a lot of mercantile opportunities throughout.
What would? How long ago was that ship sent? Were they sent? Have they arrived? Is there any confirmation of their arrival?
Arrival has been confirmed, sir. They were sent before they contacted the Orogan army.
Damn. I do not like the sound of that one bit.
Nor do I, sir. I also don't like the sound of what reports there were when they returned.
And what reports were those?
He sends them over. And you get images of the wounds that were on the scouts. Two of the scouts returned alive. The third was deceased upon arrival. From what the images show, all 3 of them were bitten in some way. They were frantic. They were barely coherent. The what that bit them couldn't be determined. The size of it, though, reminds me a bit of the old Earth lampreys. Circular ridge for a maw, bit very deep, seems to burrow in. The deceased member of their team, who was also sent Neptune-ward with the other two, they had claimed that something had dug into him, and that when they pulled it out, he went into shock and died.
And it was shortly after that that they were sent.
They were taken, they were quickly loaded up onto a freighter, and they were sent to Neptune. I'm still trying to find where exactly on Neptune their heading is.
Lieutenant Fields.
Captain.
I'm going to share plainly with you my current fears. I believe there is something biological aboard that vessel. I believe that either through prior planning or as a result of whatever infection that they have, that I fear that the reason that these two survivors were sent to Neptune was to infect a highly populated and well-traveled planet and hub. I cannot immediately think of any reason they would not be immediately quarantined where they were. Other than that, even the most basic of safety procedures would suggest that you do not risk something like that spreading. And of course that you immediately get the appropriate people in place. That said, I do want you to continue to find out where they've gone. I want you to... First, let me ask you a question, though, before I give a second order. Do I have the political clout to destroy this ship without boarding it?
I believe so, sir. There's one problem if you do.
What is that?
We have no idea where it came from.
That we've found out, I thought. Outer colonies. We received that information just now.
Could have
Or
been
was
anywhere.
Damnation. Very well. Then
If you want to take that risk, we can. That's entirely viable, sir. In fact, I would even suggest it. But that is your choice.
If I send men aboard that ship, I may well be sending them to their doom. If I do not, I may be dooming at least an entire planet. If that ship may be one of our only links to concrete information about whatever this is. Track.
I'm not here to judge you for your orders, sir.
I know. Track down the ship if you can, and rankle high command. Rankle anyone. Whatever you need to pull to get this taken as seriously as I believe it is until we can prove otherwise, do so.
Yes, sir.
This is not a situation that I have the authority or people to contain entirely by myself.
The rail authority officer that was in charge and authorized the freight shipments was a Norto Hayes. I can speak with him personally in minutes.
Do so. I am not concerned.
Shall I be especially persuasive, Captain?
Let us say I'm not particularly concerned with how happy he or the port authority is with our intel gathering methods at the moment. There's much at stake, potentially.
Understood.
I pray to God that I am wrong, that I am court-martialed, and that you receive the promotion you seek.
I'll be in touch soon.
I mean, very well.
Field's out. And he cuts his comms. To forcefully interrogate somebody, no doubt.
Yeah, no. If it wasn't for the fact that he wouldn't have authorized that. It wasn't for the fact that the Port Authority is deliberately hiding whatever's going on. He's not very pleased with them right now.
Also, you represent the Orokin Empire?
Yeah, the Orokin Empire does not suffer betrayal.
And like they are like they are a important business that handles the rails and particular rules and such and guarding the rails.
They're not
also not.
They're not above the whole empire.
They're not above the whole empire. You are a commissioned officer. You are allowed to order one of your men to forcefully interrogate somebody off of if you suspect they know something. You have that authority in the Empire. So yeah, you were left with the images. Seems that the one who died, whatever it was, burrowed into burrowed into his chest. The notes suggest that he had died of shock immediately upon his removal.
Okay. He is going to... So how reasonable and or unorthodox would it be for him to basically address the entire company?
I mean, you're in charge of the company. You can do that.
And share probably information that in a normal company would be like top brass only. Nobody.
Given that you were put in charge by the colonel to handle this,
he basically knows that is very likely that I'm going to share with my men what I feel they need to know.
Yes.
All right. He feels he has all of this clout. Yeah, he's going to call an entire company meeting, like, immediately. Everybody drop what they're doing. I don't care if you're in the middle of taking a shit.
Yeah.
Everyone right now.
Yep. There's a couple of guys and ladies that are like wearing towels because they were showering or something.
Yeah.
And but everyone's there and alert. Everyone in the command in the command room. You are also called in.
Yeah, one person stays behind. Sergeant Dugal stays behind to be a point of contact in case the lieutenant messages her with anything, because they do need some, like essential, only all like super essential, like communication stuff.
She just says, Corporal Arland, I will be here monitoring communications.
Of course, I will be playing over the speakers in case, so that you can hear, and also in case, anybody somehow missed the importance of this meeting. Very well.
So all of you are called into a rather large briefing room.
I don't like this.
And Private Norn is just like, neither do I. We haven't had this since that incident with the Sentients.
I am going to keep this short, as time may be of the essence. We are currently investigating a drifting ship. The men who were previously sent to investigate it turned out like this. He is going to show the images he received.
You hear various noises of disgust.
And then they were sent to Neptune. For reasons I do not yet currently know, but I have a lieutenant investigating. Those of you who have not been tapped as potential to his... No, he'll say this. Backtrack that. That ship is right now the only lead we have on where that came from and what that is. I am going to lead a team to investigate this ship, to attempt to access any data left behind in its computers, where it came from, any data they may have on what they were carrying and what we are dealing with. This is a volunteers only. There is, and I do not put this mildly, a very high chance that anybody on this mission will not be coming back.
Sir.
Yes.
Are you suggesting that some kind of biological life form that we do not know about tried to eat these men alive?
No. I am suggesting that a biological life form that we do not know about may have succeeded in eating these men alive.
Again, I hate that this is a non-visual medium because just the expression on Santel's face when he says that.
Yeah. What's
Just
it like?
Like if the captain saw it and recognized it, would probably think now would be a good time to duck. She is not going to shoot the captain in the middle of a briefing.
I will be leading this mission personally. Anybody who is coming, get any gear you think will be necessary. Anybody who volunteers, and join me in, well, very shortly. Anybody who is not coming, get in contact immediately with Lieutenant Fields and find out what you can do to assist him. That is all.
You get a sir, yes, sir from everybody. And one of the first people who is going to go and get their things to join you is Private Norn. She doesn't look excited to do it, but think the best way to describe it is duty.
Right.
She has a look of determination on her. She does approach you, and she's like, Captain,
Private.
should I be bringing anything for biological scans?
You should be bringing everything for biological scans.
Understood, sir.
As well as anything you have that can potentially get out things from corrupted or damaged databases. That is also potentially equipment we need.
Understood.
I and others will help carry anything you believe that you cannot carry yourself.
Deviz, who steps up, is just like, it's all right, Captain. I'll help you carry it.
I appreciate that, Private. I appreciate it from both of you.
Shannis steps up. I as well, sir.
Well, if everyone wants to go and get themselves fucking killed, well, I suppose I better join in, shouldn't I?
You can't have anyone show you up now, can you?
Sir, may I speak freely?
Yes.
You are a blithering idiot. But you are a genuine and honest one.
That may well be the nicest thing anyone has ever said to me. At least sincerely.
I'm coming along too.
You sure?
I have to make sure you're going to be all right.
I'm gonna have my hands full making sure all these guys are all right.
That's what makes us a team.
No
I've
offense,
spent
Tavis.
far too much time with this fire team that you all are willing to follow me into a situation like this.
Oh, it has nothing to do with you, sir.
Zavir actually smiles wide. Duly noted.
The sheer amount of insubordination in this unit, my god.
Corporal Kirune steps forward, just says, "Sir,
Yes.
do you have any belief that there is a possibility that something could happen to any one of us that would prevent your willingness to allow us to return, sir?"
Yes, that is a distinct possibility. At the very least, I guarantee you that we are all going to spend that anyone surviving this mission will be spending a long time in quarantine. I am going to immediately requisition any gear, protective biological gear we can get from anywhere we can get it. Everything we have on base, anything I can immediately go and bully a nearby base into giving us.
Understood, sir. I'll volunteer on my firing team.
Very well. They are all willing to go?
She looks back. She receives a few nods. She looks back, gives you a nod. We will hold we will hold the position in the airlocks.
Good. If you don't receive
If possible, we can hold down a point of central command on the vessel, sir.
Good. I will be counting on you.
Thank you, sir.
The utmost priority that we have on this mission is the recovery and transmission of any information relating to this outbreak and this vessel's origin. I am not going to mince words. We may well be giving our lives so that many others can live.
That's why I signed up, sir.
Bleeding hearts until the end.
Hopefully not literally.
Hopefully not. Though I suspect Private DeVries knows I will just look. Though I suppose. No, he won't. He won't say that. That's mean. Actually, wait. He's got a relationship with Private DeVries. He can joke a little bit, right?
Yeah, you can.
Though I suspect Private DeVries is hoping that I will overlook anything he puts in his pockets coming out of this.
Well, I mean, if this is in fact a resource transport vessel, they will not be missing anything that is missing, sir.
I'll tell you what, if it survives whatever we go through as well as quarantine, it is yours.
Excellent. And that's why I signed up, sir.
Good to know I can count on you. Yeah, and he's basically going to get all of his top gear of recon and recon gear, as well as bring along all biological gear. All hazard suits, bioprotection, everything remotely possible, as well as immediately contact. You know, there's a lot of a lot of preparation stuff that's going to go on in the background to be ready for this.
You guys, you guys have decent armor ahead of you for a story like this. You all have armor that will reduce shocks by 1.
Hey.
And will convert 1 killing to shocks.
Hey.
So note that on your character sheets that you have that on every location. And so one question. One question to the captain. Should Fields contact you while you are with them? Will you take it privately or take it with them being able to hear?
He will take it with them able to hear, unless he is immediately advised to do so. Otherwise do so.
Right.
But essentially, he's going to tell Fields they all know what's going on, and unless there's a reason they specifically shouldn't be hearing something, basically the only thing he will say, he'll basically instruct Fields, any intel can go to everybody. If things out there take a turn from the worse, he is going to keep that for now because he does not want them distracted on this mission. So we start hearing reports of bad things on Neptune. He wants that kept hush for them among his on-site team for the moment.
Right.
So as not to give them other things to think about.
Well, as you guys are you going to take just one question, are you going to take a small ship to fit all of you? Or are you going to take a retinue of fighters?
I would say individual ships. We don't want to guarantee we're going into a horror mission. We don't want to guarantee one ship gets us in and out.
That is a good point. Yeah,
that's how the xenomorph gets you.
Yeah, he will take that under advisement and agree. Multiple ships in case one becomes damaged or unflyable. He wants to be able to potentially get out, though. He is going to trust Lieutenant. Is going to trust Corporal Kirunes and her fire team with the instruction that if she deems that things are fully compromised, she and among her team as well as this team A, he's going to instruct Lieutenant Cabea that if all else fails and everything's compromised, he is just to destroy the ship, just flat out. He wants the thing completely gone,
Okay.
nothing left. That will also be the protocol when everybody evacuates.
Mm-hmm.
Brune is instructed that if things go for the worst and she believes everybody, including her own team, is compromised, she is to destroy their means of escape.
Okay.
He is very solemn and basically puts her in charge of, if I am compromised, you are in charge of making the call of whether to Lieutenant Cabea whether he needs to destroy the ship with us still on it. And he is instructed to do so if he does not hear a report in a certain so many hours as well.
Right.
If we miss like a regular report by too much, he is instructed to do so as well if he believes that there is nobody left on the ship that can communicate or send this info.
Definitely. Okay. Yeah, you send that along. He receives yours, acknowledges them. Corporal Karune will take a small ship, however, to fit all of them at once, because she is going to be bringing fortification gear,
right,
and extra communication gear, and anti-infantry artillery, because as she intends to either set up in the airlocks or in the docking bay, or should we
get a more secure position?
Should you get a more secure position? She intends to fortify that.
Gotcha.
And yeah, you guys are one by one. You load up into your vessels and depart. You hop the rail from Earth to Ceres, which is a little disorienting sometimes. A certain ace here probably is not going to feel disoriented. So I'm going to call for everyone to roll Guts plus Wind. The ace pilot can take a +1. As hopping rails rapidly takes a pretty hefty effect on the body, because you shift from FTL travel to regular speed, back to FTL, back to regular speed. The rails don't just send you from point A to point B in one swift go. It goes from point A to B, C, D, E, and then the final stop at F. And layovers during FTL travel is not pleasant, even if they're only for a couple seconds.
Just imagine she tries to relay it to everyone. It's like, imagine spinning plates, and you've got 5 people across a very big room, and you've got to get the plate from one person's stick to the other person's stick as fast as possible. Do you carry it? No. You flick it from stick to stick to stick, re-spinning it as you catch it. But it's easier than that, sort of. The most important thing is don't vomit inside your flight suit. That shit will not wash out. You get one do-over. You can turn it inside out. After that, you're fucked.
Can I roll a connive check to
hide it?
To basically hide how unwell he feels for all of this?
Oh, sure.
Oh.
You'll take the stress, but
yeah, he'll take stress. I did not get any matches, and I guess appropriately I took a point of damage to the relationship with obfuscating stupidity. But... That is 210s to act like nothing is wrong, though.
Yeah.
Which seems entirely appropriate for this character.
Yeah, it does.
Take a shock to guts that ignores your armor, since this is more of an internal feeling rather than something hitting you.
Armor protects you from.
Yeah. Take a shock to guts. As you do feel queasy, I gotta say. But
Ceres walks around offering people like gum and things to take their minds off it, and then she gets to you and she's like, "Oh, well, I see you don't need any of this. You're doing just fine." Walks away.
Good as ever. I am in perfect health, of course. I have done this many times. I am an expert.
I'm already gone.
Is that spearmint? I love spearmint. Can I have a piece of gum?
Yes, please. Take 2.
You guys then arrive at the Ceres Junction, and as has been reported on numerous occasions, the transport is listing off into the distance. There are, there are Sergeant Marai and Lieutenant Cabello. You do recognize their ships just kind of buzzing around in a slow patrol around, just kind of on alert, just in case the order is given to destroy this ship early. Their weapons are active, as you can tell just from any sort of cursory scan, as they are fully prepared to do this. As you guys get closer, there is a comm line that comes in for the captain, and it's up to him if he wants to cut his comms to everyone else.
Who from?
Fields.
Does he send a signal ahead that he should?
It's just urgent.
He
doesn't give any other indication.
For the moment, he'll take it privately.
Okay. Everyone else, the captain cuts comms during your approach. And in the captain's fighter. Captain.
Yes, Lieutenant.
He's dead.
Already? Or was that before or after you got there?
He killed himself, sir.
Well, that's distressing.
That's the bad news. The worst news?
Well, I was really hoping that was going to be followed up with good news.
I know where that ship is going.
Where?
Second. La Media. Planetary capital. I know the clinic that they're being sent to.
How secure?
How secure is the clinic?
How is this? I assume the suicide suggests that this was not sent in the highest quarantine conditions, was it?
No, sir. No, this is just a regular ma and pa civilian clinic. Not even military. they think that they are receiving new pain management patients.
From here on out, I am going to ask that you contact the Colonel for further orders.
Yes, sir.
And if I may, I will ask one favor of you.
Yes.
Should I survive this mission, I want the name of whoever is behind this.
Yes, sir. I apologize, sir.
For what?
I've stolen Norto's personal craft. I'm en route to Neptune right now.
I understand. Do what you feel you need to. In the meantime,
I accept any reprimand when we return.
Very well. Before you land, if you have not done so already, full report of everything we've learned to the highest brass you can get in contact with.
Understood, sir.
This is... I forget what exactly they call our highest level of emergency alert situation, but this is it. Drop whatever name you need to, including mine, to convince anyone of the severity of the situation. And for the next a half an hour, I would say have them contact me personally if they need to verify it. Cannot promise I will not be busy.
Very well, sir. All right, I'm out to hit the rail.
Godspeed.
May the void keep you, sir. And he cuts comms.
Oh. This is what you get for being a good commander. Raising a bunch of goddamn martyrs.
Okay, so do you guys arrive? You guys arrive at the vessel. The docking bay is ahead of you. Soon everyone's just going to dock and meet up.
Yeah, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Xavier will immediately begin directing, doing whatever he can to help direct Kirune's fire team to immediately start setting up defenses.
Yep.
Corporal Kirune, do you need our assistance before we move onward?
No, sir. No, my team and I have this.
Very well. Assuming this ship follows the layout, we know at the very least it is a common type of ship. Assuming it follows the layout, we know where the central databases should be. That is where we are this is where we are going to reach.
And she nods and continues commanding and assisting in the setup of a impromptu fortification in the docking bay.
Actually, can I?
First thing you guys do notice, it is this ship is in emergency power mode. The lights are off, except for the periodic red flashing, like the red spinning emergency light that barely illuminates hallways.
Sir.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yes, Corporal.
If I may make a suggestion, given that none of us really are 100% certain what we're dealing with, I think we should discourage splitting up as much as possible. No more than 3 people, or no less than 3 people, rather, should be going anywhere at a time.
I'm inclined to agree. That said, what Zavir knows of these ship, are they going to have to restore some measure of power before they can get a terminal to, even a data dump for a terminal?
From what you know of these ships,
Or is there enough that he should be able to at least like send the data to another ship?
it depends. It depends on the power in the reserve power. For that, you would need to get into the engine room to check the reserve power, and if it has enough reserve power, then yes, you'll be able to access the ship's internal database.
I have a question.
All right.
Is it possible to assume that Private Shannis brought any Kubro?
If you had requested that he bring one of his Kubro, yeah.
Yes.
Shannis did.
Please.
Yeah.
He's going to be better at finding any kind of biological matter than we will immediately.
Yep. He brought he brought the Kubro. Let's see. I'm trying to think of like a good scout name that isn't Scout.
Scout.
No, not Scout. Jeez. Shannon's more creative than that.
Hang on. I got it.
Would he name something like a scout name? Because I have a feeling that this guy is going to name like just the cutesiest name possible.
Oh, you're
For all
right.
his little trained murderers and military dogs.
Never mind. Apparently, scout is an Irish word. I was gonna try to translate it into Gaelic, but apparently that's where we get that word.
You know what? Fuck it. It is called Scout because
Good.
yeah, he brought Scout.
Isn't that a little obvious?
Because
it's my heritage, you jackass.
Do you know where you get that word? You get it from my people. So fuck off.
Captain, I've told you time and time again, do not rile the surly space Irishman.
I wouldn't be so surly if I had a country left, huh?
Private as your captain, I will rile whatever surly being I am so inclined to. Thank you very much. And it is your job to prevent it from biting me in the ass.
Sir, I will marinade your underwear.
Yeah, you guys are off. He has Scout with him, who is sticking close to the group. Let me go ahead and give you a thing. Scroll down here. So there are, given the style of this ship, things are fairly easy to access, if not requiring a little bit of walking through the connecting corridors. There is the following. Oh man, okay, that's going to be that.
While that's happening, can I just say I know exactly what code word do you I know exactly what code word uh Xavier would have used to for the basically the please don't shoot us, it's okay to Kabea.
What is it?
Loki,
Excellent.
the ancient god of luck and trickery.
Excellent. All right, and I think. Yep, those are the locations of import on the ship.
Somehow I read docking bay as douchebag.
Investigate the douchebag. He's already with us, sir.
I was gonna say that explains the caption. You.
So yeah, you guys are in a large, long connecting hallway that is illuminated only by the flashing red lights at one end and the other, and the flashlights on your guns.
Look at names. Private Norn.
Yes, sir.
By your estimation, from what you can observe of the ship situation, or do we have enough power to potentially use the computers, or will we need to first head to the engine room?
She looks up. I can't tell, sir.
Engine room it is. We need to verify the power levels first.
I'm sure they would have a tool in the engineering bay, perhaps, that I could use. But I don't have anything on hand, sir. I'm sorry.
That is fine. Engineering bay then. Which is closer, actually. Look at the map.
I mean, the engineering bay is just shy of the engine room anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Engineering bay, then engine room. Engine room I would like to avoid if possible. We know at the very least something has gone very wrong there.
With all due respect, though, that means that's eventually where we're going to have to go.
Potentially, yes. Our first goal is any information about that we can get from technological sources. Any information we get from the biological sources is secondary. As it will take some time, I assume, to analyze anything.
One of the things about biology and not knowing what we're dealing with is usually 9 times out of 10, it will move.
Well, that would be a problem. Oh, if that is the case, then maybe our samples will come to us.
So that is not an encouraging thought.
No, but one you should probably keep in the back of your mind as we are moving.
Cock's gun checks over his shoulder.
So, you guys are heading towards engineering. You reach the end of the hall and take another connecting hallway towards the back of the ship. When you engineer, as has been said, the engineering bay is just shy of the engine room. In fact, the hall that you're taking, this dark hall that also is still barely illuminated by just your lights and the emergency lights of the ship. It leads directly into the engineering bay, and then at the back of the engineering bay is the engine room itself. Though you have to just continue through the engineering bay to get there. You find that the engineering bay it seems innocuous enough. but I'm going to call for everyone to make a notice check.
Absolutely.
Also, as a note, as you've gone, as you have left the docking bay and gone a little further into the ship, I'm also, before I call for that notice check, I'm going to call for a Gust plus wind check, as you find that the air begins to taste foul.
I don't like how well Luke is rolling, and I also don't like that I have rolls so similar to him.
What? Well, I mean, if it helps, I failed I just didn't get anything for the Guts plus swim roll, but I didn't.
Oh, I thought that was your wind roll. That was my wind roll.
Yeah.
I also got nothing for the wind roll. That's
am
actually one of his weak points.
Fun fact: wind is possibly one of my best skills.
Good.
Extremely gusty.
Extremely hardy.
Those of you who fail the wind roll, take a shock to face as you begin coughing and retching. And
ignoring armor?
Ignoring armor, yeah. Ignoring armor, this one. You begin coughing and retching and possibly even vomiting immediately as the foul-smelling air seeps into just seeps into your olfactories.
Do we have some sort of like bandanas, wraps, scarves, breathing apparatus?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
it's just whether they can completely filter out whatever we're experiencing is the question.
Well, I mean, I should also, I don't know if it's just something that is auxiliary and they don't actually put it on until it's necessary. But
I guarantee you that he would have insisted you.
Yeah. This is through that.
Yeah.
It's and if and that should tell you how bad it would be, how bad it would smell.
Quick question, GM.
Since
I stone cold rocked my wind check, can I pinpoint what this might be? Is it biological? Is it like something rotting, or is it something...
go ahead and
poisonous?
Roll brains plus remember.
Okay.
And go ahead and add you did do real well on that wind check. Go ahead and add 2 dice.
Nice. How's 3 10s? I'm fucking rocking this.
Oh shit.
This is in the top 5 of most unpleasant things I have ever smelled.
3 10s, this is what it is, this is where it came from, this is its entire history.
The life support is active still. However, the control for the air in the life support is infected with from your knowledge of plants, your knowledge of botany and biology.
So this smells like some kind of spore or fungus or...
It smells like a fungus or spore in the air, while also smelling of rot and that sort of iron smelling of blood.
Life support is filtering some kind of fungus into the air. It's... If I had to guess... possibly one that grows through decomposition. Something has died and it has sprouted a fungus and it is being pulsed into the air by life support.
Shouldn't life support be filtering that out?
Not if it's in there directly.
Useful.
Well, after that, Davies is just like, after that, I think my lungs are decomposing quite well.
How's Scout? His senses are stronger than ours.
He's not happy. But he's holding up. He's tough. Very tougher than the rest of us. And they give Scout a nod, who obviously does not look happy about this, but is toughing it out.
Well, the good news is at least that if this is something that only feeds on rotting, we are only in trouble if we die.
Good to know. Do not die.
Consider that a standing order.
Yes, sir.
Will do, sir. Will not die, sir.
And now for the notice checks. You guys are in the engineering room.
Indeed.
So did everyone?
Hey, my time to shine.
So what did everyone get for notice?
3 by 7.
3
2
by
by
9.
9, 2 by
2
10.
chance, motherfucker!
Okay, so everyone gets this. As the whole team gets in, and flashing lights all around to try and take stock of what's in here. The engineering bay seems innocuous enough. But you realize soon that there is something missing from the engineering bay. There are no tools that could be used as weapons. Clearly they were here, but any tool that could be used as a weapon has been taken. In fact, Ceres, with your 10s, you recognize that at least a couple of the closets and cabinets appear to have been hastily ripped open to get to whatever was inside.
They took whatever they could to defend themselves.
Indeed. That is concerning. If they did, where are those weapons? Where are the bodies?
Food, maybe.
Maybe.
Well, the alternative is less pleasant.
He will calm the he will calm in Corporal Kirune as well as Lieutenant Kabea as basically on what is effectively the command channel currently.
Yeah.
Be warned, we are dealing with the possibility that we are dealing with something intelligent. There are weapons missing from it. Anything that could be used from a weapon is missing from engineering bay. It is as yet unclear if the crew retrieved them before in hopes of defense, or if they were or if some were removed after.
Understood, sir. I'll be on the lookout.
Yes. You especially, it is important. That means that there is a non-zero possibility that you could sustain a ranged fire as well.
And Lieutenant, this is possibility of survivors, sir.
Unknown. There are no bodies, which is either a very good or a very bad sign.
And you hear a bit in the distance in the engineering bay, Shannis just saying, "Sir, everyone, Confirmed casualty. Engine room. And you see where he is flashing his lights just past the doors to the engine room where Scout has gone into.
Oh, were they open?
Yeah, the doors were open.
Okay. All right. Private Norn, you're up then. He himself will, or he'll say, Corporal, Private DeVries, watch the entrance.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And he himself is going to investigate the. He is going to basically investigate the engine room because, from what he understands, the engine room should be damaged or something, given that it was drifting.
So, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, because Santel didn't get any orders.
Yeah.
Captain, shall I escort you?
Yes, be on the lookout for threats from inside the rooms, please.
Of course, sir.
Okay. So there is no notice roll required here, as this is information that is going to be given that you're going to receive quite readily. You shine your lights around the room, including to the confirmed casualty that you had heard of from Shannis, where Scout is currently sniffing around. The engines appear to have been sabotaged. They have been damaged with engineering equipment.
He reports this to Lieutenant Kabea and Corporal Kirune, and more or less lets them draw their own conclusion from that. Then, but given what he reported earlier,
yeah, the engines have been sabotaged, and there is one body currently sitting with his back against one of the engines. With a wrench having been jammed into the working parts. And it appears that he killed himself with a drill bit.
Like, how?
He took a drill and he shoved it into his temple.
Okay, so you said with a drill bit? I imagined without the drill.
Oh, no. He took
That's
drill.
impressive. That's totally impressive by itself.
He took a drill and he shoved it through his temple.
Yeah. Santel's going to throw up.
Yeah, everyone roll courage.
Because that's fucked.
See,
roll courage.
That's the guts roll I'm good at, in theory. Hey, so of course on this one, 2 10s.
Yeah, 2 9s.
Severe takes this very matter-of-factly. Roll courage, Manda.
Oh no, I think
Oh, good. I mean, I'm by the door. Would I have to?
She was at the door looking in
Never
the
mind.
engineering
You're
bay.
correct. You don't
Did not see the body.
you didn't see the guy who drilled his own temple.
It looks like the engines were sabotaged by somebody, and this particular crewman sat down against an engine and took an automatic drill to his temple.
You know what?
Norn also throws up.
Since does this man otherwise look fairly like his body, like that's the only wound on his body visible?
Yes.
Then in that case, he will, motion that Norn can stay back, and he himself will go examine the body. In particular, if he wants anything indicating this man's name. You can make something. You don't have to come up with one. Just you can say, does he find something that says his name?
Yeah, you find his name is Asio Saguna. He appears to just be one of the engineers.
Hmm.
He's wearing a engineer's jumpsuit. Older man, I guess, late 40s, early 50s. Older, kind of. I guess I should put things into perspective, given that in general, the people in the Roman Empire do live like a long fucking time.
Right.
Older than you,
Older than me. Good
but
enough.
not in his hundreds.
Yeah. 'Cause, I mean, Xavier's on the verge of whatever passes for middle age in the European Empire. So, yeah, Lieutenant Cabea, will you make note of something for me?
Sir.
Engineer Asio Saguna sacrificed himself and may be the only reason we have a chance to respond to this crisis.
Noted, sir.
No sign of hostilities yet, or biological forms.
Sir?
Yes.
Seems there should be enough power in the ship that we could access communications.
Very well. That is where we head.
Another thing, sir?
Yes.
There's enough power that they should have access to communications.
Lieutenant Cabea, confirm you have received no communications from this ship.
Confirmed.
Have you detected any signals outgoing from the ship since it has begun, since you have been monitoring it?
Only the automated one, sir.
Automated distress?
Yes, sir.
If we are dealing with something intelligent, it has been able to communicate. It may still be able to. Any extra emphasis you can put on monitoring potential communications from the ship would be appreciated.
Yes, sir. So yeah.
Right. Team, it is in our best interest to assume that this could be an extreme case, but it is in our best interest to assume that any move we make in here may be monitored. That any room we walk into may be an ambush. Proceed with caution.
Sir.
Yes.
Orders for establishing contact. If we are to assume that there are no survivors, should we treat contact as hostile?
Yes. I believe that any life other than us aboard the ship should be treated as hostile. Until proven otherwise, that is the standing order.
Yes, sir. You heard the man.
And yeah, everyone raises their rifles as they had them, lights attached. Where to now, sir?
Look at that list of places. Would it be the bridge? Captain's quarters, often the location of a central database. Captain's quarters. If there is a database, central database with classified information, it will be there.
Understood. And Janice whistles for Scout, who is immediately at his side again. And I'm going to pause to cut ahead to Yanto.
Hi.
Yanto, you are no longer within a Warframe. You find yourself waking up on a cold floor.
Huh? What? Yeah.
As you pick yourself up, you find yourself looking out. You find yourself in a looks like an observation room of some kind, looking out into a alien landscape. Titania is here. She is huddled in a corner with her knees up to her chest and her face buried into her knees. She is not tiny. She kind of seems to be rocking back and forth a little bit. Do you look out into the landscape?
He'll take a quick look out over the landscape just to see if he can see anything familiar.
No. Nothing familiar at all. You see a world ahead of you reflecting with surfaces reflecting the sun that is so distant it is barely a speck in the sky. You see mountains of ice surrounding you, surrounding what appears to be a small desert that this large facility you found yourself in is placed central to. The desert itself is a bright crimson red. That is glimmering with what light has arrived to this world. And you can see very close is a moon. A scarred and jagged moon overlooking this scarred and jagged world of ice, of horrible red ice. This moon that is ominously close while still in stable orbit. You can see the surface of it, it's so close.
What the hell?
And on that note, I'm going to end this session.
Motherfucker.
Oh, no. Oh shit, it was so good.
I'm glad.
Oh god.
Everyone get a relationship experience with
Cool.
with your Tenno.
So I was gonna say, well, last time we got very, very goofy Zavir. How's business Zavir? All business Zavir. Mostly.
Very good. You
Yeah.
took it and ran with it like you were the star.
Yeah, you were good. You were really good.
Very good.
Thank you. I enjoy playing this character. I'll be sad that it will be a very undoubtedly short run.
We got another session or two with these guys. It's fine.
Right. Also, I'm just gonna say right now, you're gonna have to pull Kira out of Loki. I don't think she's capable of getting out on her own.
Aw,
Oh no.
she doesn't want to leave him.
She's deep in the dream, and she's too afraid to use to push transference enough to wake him up. She's worried that if she wakes him up, she goes berserk.
Well, think of it this way: you're not on an alien planet with the fucking moon from Majora's Mask showing up.
Oh no, that sounds interesting. Instead, she's in the same kind of scenario she's actually the worst with, which is a horror scenario.
Amanda knows this particular world since I described it to her earlier. This is an actual This is an actual dwarf planet in our solar system, and it is fucking crazy.
Oh god, Nate's got a full-blown science boner going on.
I'm not going to say what it is. You'll find out in game. It is, but I will say it's this dwarf planet is fucking bullshit. And while every other strange alien world that's in our solar system looks like a sweet, like real cool LSD dream at worst, and kind of boring at best, this looks like an LSD fucking nightmare.
Encouraging, very encouraging. And of course the Orokin built a fucking space built somewhere on here. This place is horrible. Let's build something.
let's build on this fucking nightmare world.
The land tax is practically nothing. Just imagine some Orokin patriarch being like, "One day, my son, all of this will be yours."
I don't want it
to be.
Can I get back?
It's yours. It's yours. I'm done.
Your problem now, kid.
That fucking scene in Monty Python and the Holy Grail. You get the swamp castle.
But yeah, this particular world, even it is basically the running thing is that if it is tectonically active, its moon is so close that mountains would be growing because of the gravity of the moon.
Oh fucking hell! It has geological tides. That's terrifying.
The moon is so close that that if it is tectonically active, and that has not been proven yet, since it's so far away. If it is tectonically active, yeah, it would have geological tides because of its fucking moon is so close.
I mean, if you went to the top of one of those mountains and jumped, would you just get sucked onto the moon?
Maybe.
That'd be amazing. You could jump between planets.
This is fucking Duxon all over again.
Oh, that stupid fucking planet.
That stupid fucking planet.
Onderon and Duxon.
Those ones are stupid. This one is... This one is real, and I'm going off of like the hypothetical... or like the theoretical science on it.
No, it's okay. It's okay. We are well beyond theoretical science at this point.
Oh yeah, we are. No, I'm just going off of what's been reported as theorized as what this fucking planet will look like. But yeah, did you guys have fun?
Yes.
Oh yes.
It was.
Oh, yes.
You really drove home the atmosphere. Like I'm like, man, this is some alien shit.
Yeah.
Yes. Go watch Alien now.
Listening to that infested music in particular was very, very good.
Excellent. Yeah, I found that now. I was like, oh man, this is atmospheric as fuck. I'm gonna roll this.
Like I've had this before when I'm doing these kind of games where I can I'm visualizing the whole scene, like camera angles and mood lighting. I'm like, fuck, I'm really visualizing this, and that's well done, man. Really well done.
I'm glad.
Will you be able to sleep tonight?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna crank one out about the infested, and then I'm out.
Thanks,
Luke. Thanks. So anyone have any questions, comments for you in the recording?
No, I'm all good.
All right.
I think.
I'm going to the recording then. Peace.
night.